Ladies and gentlemen, the countdown is on and all eyes are on who will make the post-capital gains tomorrow. In just a few hours from now, the ballot boxes will be opened and the counting will kick off in a thrilling race to unveil the results for Delhi. From the early trends to the final tallies, we promise to bring you the fastest and the most accurate updates before anyone else. The poll of polls suggests enthralling contest with the BJP holding the edge only as per the poll of polls. Tomorrow, it will be clear who will form the Sarkar. But we've tracked down some of the very, very important parts of this entire election. We're looking at issues that will change this election, issues that will actually mean which are the seats which are going to determine. Tough fight in 13 seats is what we are seeing in our statistics. Badli is one seat where there is a tough fight. This is the only seat where the Congress has an edge, hoping to win this one. But will the Congress party and the Aam Aadmi party cut each other's votes? Badli is a difficult seat that we are looking at. The next seat, these Super 13 seats, Rithala is the number 2. Rahul Gandhi campaigned in Rithala. Congress poses a threat to the Aam Aadmi party because cutting of votes is something people have been talking about, and that could upset the apple cart. Nangloi Jat, higher voter turnout than in 2020, and higher voter turnout could be anti-incumbency, many people are saying. So Nangloi Jat is one particular seat where people are worried about what will happen. Madhipur, it is a SC seat with the BSP in the fray. Can they also damage the incumbent Congress, and the Aam Aadmi party as far as SC votes are concerned? Madhipur is that seat where the SC factor comes in. Dwarka, strong Purvanchal presence, BJP ally, SBSP 2 contesting, and this is where Purvanchalis this time, people are saying could be inching towards the BJP. Will that happen? Tight seat in Dwarka is what is being looked at. Bijwasan 2020 winning margin of the AAP candidate was just 753 votes. This is one seat that the BJP is eyeing. Will they be able to take it over? Because the margin was very thin, giving the BJP hope. Bijwasan is the seat where, things can happen. Let's look at the next seat. Okhla seat, AIMIM Congress might eat into the Aam Aadmi party's Muslim vote, and this is the seat where Owaisi's party could damage the Aam Aadmi party. Congress, of course, low vote share, but Aam Aadmi party could be bearing the brunt of the Muslim vote swing to AIMIM. Patparganj, a seat which Manish Sisodia won in 2020 by just 3,207 votes. He's changed his seats, but Patparganj with Awadh Oja can be a close seat. Many people saying that this seat, the Aam Aadmi party likely to lose. Vishwas Nagar, Aam Aadmi party has never won Vishwas Nagar till date, and this is a seat where the contest is extremely keen this time. This seat extremely important, and all eyes on this seat as well. Let's also look at Krishna Nagar. Aam Aadmi party won by a very small margin of less than 4,000 votes in the last elections. So close call here. Will it be BJP or the Aam Aadmi party? Both parties really looking out. Mustafabad, four-way fight. AIMIM's Tahir Hussain is in the fray, earlier with the Aam Aadmi party, now with the AIMIM. His hold over the minority vote is considered to be extremely good. Will that damage the AAP is something that we'll have to watch. New Delhi seat, the most important seat. Battle of the BJP and the Aam Aadmi party and the Congress heavyweights on this seat. Arvind Kejriwal versus Sandeep Dixit versus Pravesh Verma. This is the seat which is most important, most looked at. And here, even the polls have suggested that the BJP was more popular. Pradeep Gupta of My Axis said he's not sticking his neck out about the person, the candidate, but said that the party BJP was more popular on that seat. Jangpura, Manish Sisodia's new seat. There is a strong BJP campaign here led by Amit Shah. Manish Sisodia faces the Jangpura test here, and in Jangpura, we understand the Congress candidate is also a strong candidate. Is it going to upset the Aam Aadmi Party? Well, all eyes on that seat as well. So, super 13 seats that are looking tough. New Delhi, Patpar. These are the bellwether seats. And these bellwether seats are those seats in which if these seats are won, the election is won. New Delhi, Patparganj, Karol Bagh, Chandni Chowk, Malviya Nagar, Madipur, Timarpur, Model Town, Sadar Bazaar and Patel Nagar. If these seats are lost, then it's tough times for any party which wants to win the state. Bellwether seats coming up right here, and Arvind Kejriwal's constituency is the bellwether seat. Will he win or not will probably decide the factor. And look at the voter turnouts. In many seats, you will see that voter turnouts have either gone up or come down. In Arvind Kejriwal's seat, 4% excess voter turnout from what we have seen on the Election Commission website. Delhi Cant, 14% excess voter turnout. Is that an anti-incumbency move here? All the others show 1 or 2% or 3% extra, but these two seats see a big spike in voter turnout. And will that change the fate of these seats is what many people are looking at. Going back to my panel, Jasmine Shah, bellwether seats, New Delhi, and the fact that Delhi Cant and New Delhi seats have both seen a surge in voting percentages. Does this give you some nervousness about what's going to happen both in Delhi Cant and New Delhi?
Not at all, Navika, and I think we should welcome the fact that more and more people want to participate in the electoral process. I think that's the only which way in which Aam Aadmi Party at least likes to see this. We are not happy that the overall voter turnout in Delhi has dipped, although not by a very large margin. We do believe, though, that women have really come out in large numbers and voted. The youth has also come out and voted, for the Aam Aadmi Party. We would like to believe that. And that's because we have spoken about the issues that no other party cares about. We are the only ones who talk about the education for children. We are the only ones who talk about jobs. We are the only ones who talk about inflation and all the things that matter to these people. So we are very optimistic, and as we have been saying, we are very confident of making a stable government with a very good mandate tomorrow, and I'm sure the results are going to reflect that.
Say that women voters will overwhelmingly vote for the Aam Aadmi Party, but Delhi is a state where percentage of women is lower in the voting universe. 45% women, 55% men. Is that a data point that also is something the Aam Aadmi Party had kept in mind when they calculated their strategy?
Well, it is something that we are aware about, and but this was always the case back in 2015 and 2020 when we got huge mandates. But let me tell you, this time it was the first time where the women have outvoted men in the history of Delhi, at least in the last 3 elections. This is a very important insight, and we know this because the Election Commission revealed the assembly seat-wise voter turnout data, as well as how many men and women voted in each seat only a few hours back. And we are seeing this, although it's not a very big margin, but women are voted more as a percentage than men. And I would like to believe that, this is good news for Aam Aadmi Party. And it's not just the women. As I said, youth is another huge segment that that's always voted in the favor of Aam Aadmi Party. And tomorrow, I think the results are going to again show that how the people of Delhi, cutting across class, cutting across different caste and communities, have supported Aam Aadmi Party, because here is a party that actually spoke about the issues to take Delhi forward. It is not a party that was only interested in stopping the work of an elected government or trying to put all kinds of false cases and trying to imprison people who are actually doing the work that people...
Radhika Khera, you had to resort to false cases to try and stop the Aam Aadmi Party in their tracks?
Well, the case was, the FIR was filed by their friend, the Congress party, in the leadership of Rahul Gandhi, and the Aam Aadmi Party, 2 months after they filed the complaint and said कि अरविंद केजरीवाल को arrest करो, they went and had an alliance with them in the Lok Sabha election.
Listening to the, and you were actually doing what Rahul Gandhi told you to do.
Voted. There was a complaint. अब हम कंप्लेंट को अगर पुलिस नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेगी, ईडी सीबीआई जांच नहीं करेगी तो हम खराब है, कर रहे हैं तो हम खराब है, चित भी इनकी पट भी इनकी. Having said that, I'm glad Jasmine Shah spoke about the women voters. Well, women voters have come out to give a befitting reply to the Aam Aadmi Party, जिन्होंने हर गली हर मोहल्ले में ठेके खोलने का काम किया. They increased the alcohol selling increase because of them. हर जगह जहां जहां घर ठेका है, women are really tired. They have a house to look after. They want their families to be healthy and live better lives, have good water, and the women or the men or the youth breathe the same dirty polluted air, drink the same dirty water. So everyone has come out. And what you were talking about in the beginning, Navika ji, when you were talking about Rithala and Nangloi Jat, and the voter turnout in Nangloi Jat has increased. I have stayed in the Nangloi Jat constituency for 31 years, and I can say with utmost responsibility that the Bharatiya Janata Party is winning that seat. And if we see that Rahul Gandhi, specifically on the seats where Rahul Gandhi went, even in 2020 assembly elections, or there were about 4 seats where he campaigned and 2 seats where Priyanka Vadra campaigned. None of those candidates crossed the 2,000 mark. Not more than 2,000 votes wherever Rahul Gandhi went and campaigned. So he has the reverse Midas touch. Wherever he touches, Congress turns into dust.
Well,
having said that,
I'm completely out of time. But Anand Ranganathan, are you hedging a bet tonight? Because tomorrow nobody will remember exit polls. They'll remember what you said. Please, and this is a bet without any luring, without any money on the table. Just Mysore Park. Who do you think is winning Delhi tomorrow?
हमारा नेता कैसा हो, नाविका कुमार जैसा हो. Whatever Navika says, I'm following.
ये क्या बात हुई? I'm asking you.
No, but look, I think let's 10 seconds. BJP devised a strategy to neutralize Aam Aadmi Party. What was the USP of Aam Aadmi Party? That they are not corrupt. That now lies in smithereens with the Sheesh Mahal exposed by you and so many other things. Number 2, when 2/3 of Aam Aadmi candidates are ex-BJP, ex-BSP, ex-Congress, where is this question that we are different? So on both cases, BJP has acted like a antibody that has neutralized this antigen called Aam Aadmi Party.
All right, Sanjay Jha, completely out of time. Just one number I want you to give. Congress, how many seats?
Navika, I will tell you this much. The voter turnout is lower than the last time. That is a striking data point. Therefore, the margins will be much thinner in this election, which is why the vote percentages being given to parties may actually be irrelevant, because they may win a lot of seats with a lot of bigger margins and net not win the 50% mark. So I think this election is up in the air, but I do believe AAP has a tactical and a slight advantage over the BJP.
Well, let's wait and watch what happens. Let's forget all the acrimony. Let's just keep our faith in this very great festival of democracy. Votes will begin to be counted at 8 a.m. tomorrow, but we'll join you at 6 a.m. because रात में पता नहीं क्या होगा, who will claim what, who will blame what. So we'll bring you all the information right from 6 a.m. Don't forget to join us because we are the Election News headquarters. Thank you very much to all my panelists and thank you viewers for joining me on the News Hour tonight.